What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Reel Hunting, where we hunt for the good reels so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad. The Brett Man's right over here, and Chris is right underneath us. The new and final trailer, rather, for Halloween Kills just came out within the last couple days, depending on when this comes out. And we're going to take a minute here to talk about it. We did a reaction for it, of course, so be sure to check that out. We'll put a link for that over Brett's head right over there, so that was a fun one. But now we're gonna dig in a little deeper. We're gonna talk a little bit more details, and we're gonna provide our final predictions for Halloween Kills because we are within 1 month of it coming out, and we're all really jacked about it. Obviously, this is something we've been talking about since we started the channel. Essentially, is this movie coming out? So we're all pumped. Boys, are you excited to talk about this flick or what?
Man, I'm telling you, man, like this movie is it's gonna be breaking barriers, man. It's gonna be like awesome. This particular movie, it hasn't even come out yet, but it's done so much to our channel. So of course we're going to keep talking about it because we're jacked about it. I'm especially jacked about it. I know Crispy Myers right there is jacked about it. So Chris, what do you feel?
You know what? I feel as ready for this thing. Really in spirit, I feel like Michael Myers just over Brad's shoulder there, thrusting my fist into the air. Just hallelujah. Yeah, I feel just like that, man. We've almost made it. We've been talking about this thing for a whole year now, so I'm ready, man. I'm ready to see it.
And Chris just wants to see the fucking samurai katana sword. Like, is that so much more to ask?
Tomatoes.
I want to know it. If that spoiler was real or not, dude. I've waited this whole time to see a final showdown, samurai style, between Lori and Michael, and I've waited long enough. You know what I mean? I was gonna say it's been a year. We've been talking about it for a year, but it's been 2 years now since we've
been waiting for it, baby.
Been expecting this thing. That's right.
How's Tyler Durden feeling about it behind you?
You know what? Just typical, just kind of pensive, smoking a cigarette, just ready to fight at a moment's notice. But all around excited, I would say.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, let's get into it.
Yeah, but before we get into it, I know you guys are worried about spoilers and all that and trying to avoid trailers and all that. So this is your only warning that if you do not want to know anything about Halloween Kills, about like the final trailer, because we will be talking about that, I suggest you all do not watch this video, even though we really do want you to watch this video, but we totally understand. We're not going to judge you for it. So this is your warning. We are going into spoilers on that final trailer.
Right, you are. Good reminder, Bert. I'm sorry I was over here messing. I feel like I'm like Chris Farley after trying to make some brake pad sales over here with my hair, but we'll get out of that. And
that is correct.
R.I.P. All right. Anyway, let's get into this thing a little bit. One thing that I noticed, gentlemen, from not only this last trailer that came out yesterday or the day before, whatever, but also the first trailer that came out is the cinematography in this thing. I think it's fantastic. We're really getting some of that specifically with the way this movie's lit and stuff as well. Really kind of going back to some of those 78 roots in a lot of ways. So I'm excited about that. Also, the way that Michael.
Did he say
duty? I'm sorry. You say lit in the house. It literally is lit on fire.
Oh, it's going to be
lit. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this house is lit and not more. Wait, this house is lit and not one, but two ways. We got obviously the lights on the roof, but we got the light coming from inside, raising the roof. Ladies and gentlemen,
the roof is on fire.
What? You know what? Listen, I got an alternate take here just for a second. Humor me, okay? The fire department pulls up. They see this thing ablaze. They go running in there, and there's a boombox in there, and that the roof is on fire is playing, and all of a sudden Michael comes out and just breaks into a interpretive dance moves on the porch, and they're just like, "What the fuck is happening?"
That's a little striptease too, just
jamming out of control, man.
I'll do you one better. I think it's going to be playing Nelly in the air, and it's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes, and that's what he's going to do.
It ain't so hot. I'm going to take my clothes off.
He comes he comes running out naked with nothing but the mask on.
It's definitely going to get heated. Yeah. Oh yeah. Dick swinging straight freaking Jack Rayner from Midsommar here.
Hell yeah. The same look on his face. Ah!
Oh man, that's unbearable.
Okay. We've crossed the line here that we cannot go past. But anyway, I'm thinking that so like not only the shots themselves, like obviously we can see there the lighting with that freaking the house is fantastic, but also the way Michael is used, ladies and gentlemen. Now, check this shot out. This is early in the trailer. This is when Lindsay Wallace is out there and she's talking to the kids, and they're like, "Oh, there's a guy wanting to trick or treat with us," which is creepy enough on its own. But now we're going to add in the fact that this motherfucker's Michael Myers, and she looks over and she sees this guy standing there. And look at this, man. This is excellent. This is straight 98. You see how far? Sorry, 78. Do you see how far away he is here? Like how he's far away. He's not quite gotten into your spatial awareness zone yet. He's way out there in the ether. He's a threat, obviously, but he's way over there. Straight 78, kind of behind the bushes kind of look here, gentlemen. What do you think?
I want to say right up front that I want to make a prediction here because I don't know for certain. And it is, kind of a good distance away. I think that in his left hand, we're looking at a sombrero, and in his right hand, a one of those pretend red lightsabers that's been cut off.
Oh my gosh. Okay. In translation, if y'all don't speak Chris, what he is actually trying to say is that is in his right hand, it is a bloody knife. And I actually did some more like rewatched the trailer and all that. In his left hand, it is a bloody skull mask, which is a reference to Halloween 3 Seasons of the Witch, the skull mask.
Which is actually here. This guy right here.
Yeah.
And he uses it later in the trailer to kind of
when I saw it the first time. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. Yeah, this is him kind of again toying with his victims a little bit, like we saw in 2018 with the teeth and things like that. Kind of the same thing, which we'll get into that. But yeah, man, same thing there. Now here's what I like, guys. This is so Lindsay turns around, tells the kids, "Get the fuck out of here," and then she turns back around, and then this is what she sees, and this is great. This is just like when Lori was up in her room in 78. And she's looking down and she sees, or just like the bush, but she's looking down and she sees him with the out there with the clothes hanging in the wind, and then he kind of disappears there. Same thing as the bush, same thing as the car when she's sitting in the classroom. Very, very, very similar to that. So that gets me excited. That's how you use Michael Myers right there, ladies and gents.
Yes, and hide them in the damn shadows in the darkness. And this is a very excellent lighting right here where it's dark and all that, where you can barely see Myers. Well, not this shot, but, the previous shot.
Right.
I'm telling you, man, like Kills is, I feel like it's going to get right what they failed to do in Halloween 2018 with Michael.
I agree, man. And just which you said it best, hide him in shadows right here. Next shot, guys. Let's talk about this. I like the looks of this a lot. Very much a callback to 1981's Halloween 2, where he's standing in the red light coming out the door of the hospital.
I don't know, man. It looks to me like he just might have blown one in the tailpipe. He's just back.
Okay. He almost does look like Ron Zombie's Halloween 2, just from that look right there.
Yeah, you can almost see an eye there, almost to an extent. And I mean, to your point, Chris, he definitely put a banana in the tailpipe, Eddie Murphy style. But
it looks like my uncle after a bender, just needing a ride home, and I'm like, God, can't give you a ride home right now, man.
I thought the same thing, Brett, man. I think it really did kind of remind me of the Rob Zombie look a little bit. Not just the second one, but also the first one a little bit with the way the mask is lit here. Again, this is how you do Michael. You throw this weird light on him. We saw this a couple times in Halloween 2, 1981 with the exit of the hospital and the syringe kill to the temple with the red lighting on Michael. And I think it's just a great look.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. And and from what I saw on the previous shot too, like Michael staying by the car and all that. One of my predictions on that is thank you. One of my predictions on that is he's going to already be doing his damage to that car before we see Lindsay's reaction.
Yeah, that could be the case, man. I mean, to me, it kind of shows that Lindsay's, obviously she's talking to the kids, he disappears, and then it might cut to maybe what's going on. I don't know, but maybe, I mean, I think that's going to be, it'll cut to what's going on, then we'll get Lindsay's reaction, which obviously inside the car we see, I know I actually saved a different Oh yeah, yeah. Inside the car, we have this going on here. Again, a nice callback to 78's movie. Whenever he's right before this happens, ladies and gents, you can see in the trailer, he smashes the window in the exact same manner as he did in 78 with the same character here, the nurse.
Besides, he did not use a wrench for this one.
Right, you
Man,
are
I'm telling
dead.
you, I've seen this episode on body cam, dude. I really think that he just came drunk from a Mexican restaurant. He has the sombrero, he has the pretend lightsaber, and all he wants is a ride home, and no one will give it to him, and this is just what happens.
He thinks this is his Uber to get home, and the Uber's
Yeah.
saying, no, we can only hold 3 people right now, not 4. So you're going to have to get the next one. And he's checking, and he's like, you know what? There's no more Ubers available. They keep canceling on me, and we all know how that goes.
Oh my gosh! I was just about to make a joke of that. That this was gonna be me the not like cause like when that Uber drove off on us, and that was me finding the Uber and just causing all kinds of hell.
That's what happened right here. Another shot. We've seen these similar shots before. I just kind of throwing credit to the cinematography here. This looks fantastic. Chris, you mentioned it in reaction. These fire shots are awesome, man. With the rain coming in, or it's probably the fire trucks, water coming in too. It looks great. Looks absolutely amazing.
This thing is hot.
Oh yeah, very hot. So is Michael.
I agree, big burly man. You're right. Oh wait, what are you talking about?
You meant I was talking about the fire in the background, but yeah, there's Michael there looking like a complete badass in that amazing standstill shot right there.
It's awesome. It's awesome, man. The only problem is he still has his clothes on. So the next thing I wanted to talk about here a little bit from what we got from this trailer and what we can kind of expect from the movie here. A movie is to kind of talk about. I think this movie, and you guys, I'd like to get your opinion on as well, of course. I think this movie is going to kind of more closely follow the 78 movie than 2018 did. Obviously, 2018 was a sequel to 78, direct sequel, but it very much felt like its own thing. I think this not only obviously is going to be following 28 very closely because it's the same night, but it's also going to really follow this 78 movie closely as well. As we saw in the trailer, it actually goes back and shows the original Laurie Strode from 78. And, we get all these little split shots of Lindsay Wallace and it goes on to show Lonnie Lamb and things like that. So what are your thoughts on that? Are you thinking it's going to be more so related to 78 or what?
Oh, absolutely. I believe this movie is definitely going to tie into 78 a lot. And just kind of like answering the questions that I've always been curious about what happened after 78 ended from the movie. Kind of like where did Michael go, or like how they track him down, what happened to certain, like pretty much just what happened. And with Halloween Kills, it's definitely going to be a history lesson on Halloween 1978. I really do strongly think that. We are going to talk about later on about the flashbacks, and that is your big indicator right there. And I love that direction, just to get a little history behind good old Crispy Myers, and just to give the townspeople a reason to go after this guy.
Hell yeah, man! I think it's going to be a bit of a. I think it's actually going to be a bit of a blend between Halloween 2. The original 78 and was it 81, 82?
81, yeah.
81,
yeah.
Yeah. Because we have, I say that because I know that there's a lot of callbacks to the original. And, you kind of noted already that, the memorial and the way that it's shot, kind of the way they're utilizing Michael, and things like that. But then at the same time, like I know that I think Laurie, a big part of her story in this one is going to be her in the hospital. And also, like Halloween 2 was dealing with this sort of aftermath of what happens on Halloween night, like the second half of that whole ordeal. I think this one's very much going to be in that vein as well. So I think it's going to be a cool blend of kind of those two, kind of modernized. And of course we get the mob, and everything, which is a little bit closer to, Halloween 2, but it's also something new. So I think it's just going to be a good blend, man. I couldn't say that it doesn't seem to me like it's going to, quite exactly follow the structure of either one of those, but it's going to be a good blend of the two. And I mean, obviously, we know we're in for a shitload of callbacks, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah,
Like
but
right
I
here.
hope. Oh yeah, and
This is a
I hope.
callback to the
2 dicks and 2 balls, baby.
Not well, yeah, you're not wrong, but
Oh,
but yeah, I mean, this right here is a nice little callback to the Halloween 2 opening when they go in and the Elrod house there with the blood coming in and the ham sandwich and Night of the Living Dead on the TV and you want ham on there kind of deal.
man, I will say though, I don't mind like kind of like the callbacks to the previous movies and all that because Halloween 2018 did that, but Halloween 2018 did that a crap ton, and I really do hope in this one they tone it down a little bit. Not fully. I still like those callbacks, where I'm paying attention, like, oh, that came from this movie, but like I just hope they really like tone it down in this one.
Yeah, I think it's yeah. I mean, me too. I don't want them to go out of the way to do the callbacks, but as long as they're reasonable, I love the Halloween 2 callbacks. The hospital, and like I said, the blood sequence, kind of the bloody handprint on the door, little things like that. I don't have any problem with. You're stretching a little bit when you get into that Marion. What is that her name? Marion, the nurse. Either way, when you get to that callback with him smashing through. I mean, that's like that's stretching things a little bit beyond what would be realistic here in this situation. But nonetheless, it's a good callback to the first movie. But as long as they don't continue to do things like that, that's fine. Now, here's one thing I do like, Brett Man, is you pointed this out in the trailer reaction, but here it is, a little blurry. But we see Sheriff Brackett back here.
Oh yeah, old man Brackett. Everybody's entitled to one good scare.
Old Charles Cyphers.
Yeah, I bet he gets scared in this one if he's like, "Oh, shit myself. Somebody gotta clean me up."
Oh my gosh.
Well, that was that's a hot take there. That's a little left field.
Yeah, that hot take is sponsored by Just Depends.
Okay, another thing that I like, kind of going back to the
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Going back to kind of the, being a sequel to 78 more so here is this. We're going back to the Myers house, ladies and gents, man. What do you think? I think it looks great. It looks, I mean, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, so beautiful. And my big prediction on this one is they renovated the house and sold it to the couple that we seen in the trailer. And Michael's like, who the hell is living in my house? And that's why he brutally murders them. It's like, no one lives in my house and changes the wall decor. It was perfect the way it was. And how dare you do that?
They didn't do a good job of renovating because look at this old school fucking tile they have here in the back here, man. It still looks very old. But he is going to be very reminiscent of the your buddy from The Conjuring 2, where he just doesn't want any visitors. But this time we're not going to have Ed and Lorraine around to do any saving. So, but yeah, I mean, overall, I think the Myers house looks good, though. Looks really good.
Oh, it looks fantastic, Chris. What do you think?
I'm ready to move in, man. Looks good. Looks way better than the house, that the Maddie lived in Malignant. I can tell you that much.
Oh my gosh, we're not getting back into it. I'm sorry you're sore about that defeat.
Ooh,
I didn't lose.
I like about this is kind of a different take on it. We've seen multiple times in the franchise they go back to the Myers house, but it's always vacant until part 6 was a little bit different. But Resurrection, part 5, part 4, or I don't know, they didn't go there in part 4 either. Part 2, they go back there and it's vacant. And this is just kind of a different take. It's been obviously, they've moved on, new life's going on there until they get, obviously, the light bulbs changed here in a minute. How many Michaels does it take to change a light bulb? That's the question. Anyway,
I would say about 9/10 Michael in order to do that because he's missing part of his fingers.
Good call. So we kind of get into the story little aspect of the movie a little bit. Obviously, we saw in the last trailer and a little bit in the first trailer that they're going to have this mob. They're going to be looking for Michael. They're going to be, and they have that whole sequence where they're like, oh, if we follow this trail of victims, it gets closer and closer to Michael's old house. And that's kind of where it goes to here. But again, God, man,
I
that
think
was
Michael's
really
trying to get over there to the airplane and get the fuck out of town. I mean,
Dick,
look, it's
I
not
was
that far.
about to make a reference. Like, what the fuck is the airplane doing on the map?
That's the airport, bro. But they live close as fuck to the airport. Like I'd be a little nervous. I mean, and plus
Yeah,
the
like
sounds.
if I were them, like I'd just give me a first class ticket to get the fuck out of Haddonfield.
That's what I would do too. There's no excuses. Like literally, if you move your finger to the left a little bit, Michael Myers is probably standing over there. To the right, like you're out. You're free. And Michael, everybody could leave Haddonfield. Michael would just stay there. It'd be fine. Nobody would care. Like you could just bounce. Everybody could survive, and Michael can just live in his house, and all will be good. So I don't have any issues with that.
Drop a nuke on Haddonfield while you're at it.
You could, or that plane right there could do it. I mean, it's right there. It's ready for the taking. All you got to do is do it. All I will say, it is convenient for these mofos to be that close because you can make your flight on time and not leave too early to get there. You could pull a Chris and you could walk in about 1 minute before takeoff and you'd be just fine. But they go on this journey. They find all these victims. We get, this is from the last trailer to an extent. You're seeing these victims kind of strewn about, looking for Michael, following the victims, leading for the clues. Here's another one. These are obviously callbacks to Halloween 3, which is fine. These are reasonable. And, shit, along the way hits the fan, man.
Yeah, you know who those three people are, though, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and we know who those three people are. Hint, the car.
Yeah,
that's who they are. And then it shows that Tommy and Lonnie were the ones that found them, because that's a picture of Lonnie right there, the back of his head.
And yeah, this is a good. This kind of gives you an idea of how the story is going to go. I think that car sequence with Lindsay Wallace is going to be kind of early in the movie. Right after maybe he gets out of the fire, and we get a little intro with Lori and things like that. This will probably be your first kill sequence of the movie, outside of the firefighters, of course.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And we'll stumble across these bodies as time goes on.
Oh yeah.
Let me see what else we got here, boys.
You okay, Chris?
Yeah, sorry, I just came to. I blacked out.
Ooh.
Oh, be sure to clean up.
I wanted to get y'all's opinion on this one. Who's going to be falling into the crowd right here? Is this Michael himself trying to just go for just a kamikaze attempt here, or is this what's going on here with this?
No, that's not Michael. Like, come on now, they wouldn't do us that dirty. But even though I got a very bold prediction on like this whole hospital setting, and it's just it's a little gutsy for this big prediction, but I have a big prediction.
Hit me with it, Chewy.
All right. We know that Lori is fully dressed up, like with the knife in her hand. That's one of the like standing shots of the trailers. What if she and Michael had a big duel up top of the roof of the hospital, and that Michael was just threw a random person on top of that roof? I'm not saying this is Lori. I'm saying this could be somebody else, that somebody was just on the roof, wrong place, wrong time for good old Michael. And then everybody in the crowd right there is watching Lori and Michael fight on top of the roof. It's very far stretched, but that is one. If I have to do a gutsy prediction, that would be it for me.
I hold true to what I said before. I think this is a base jumper with a GoPro that just happened. He was trying to record something for his YouTube channel, and I think that he just ended up at the wrong place.
True, totally unrelated to the events of Halloween.
Absolutely. I think it's just going to be just a funny little bit there, just to bring a little bit of levity in here. And you know what? Is that Rob Zombie over there in a lumberjack, like a buffalo plaid shirt? That'd be a cool little cameo, wouldn't it?
Dude, that would be insane.
I'm thinking, like, I don't really know. Obviously, to me, this tells me that Michael has made his way to the hospital. So you know what? Like,
I'm telling you, because there's that scene where the mob is rocking that ambulance, and I really honestly feel like Michael could be in it.
I think this is Sheriff Brackett, dude.
This could be. This could be. It could be Sheriff Brackett. It very well could be Sheriff Brackett. So there's two ways this could go about, boys, and I think one of them being obviously Michael's at the hospital, unless this is Brad Pitt from Deadpool 2, and he's going for attempt number 2.
Win
Oh!
advisory.
Um, there's two schools of thought here, ladies and gentlemen. First being, this is towards the beginning of the movie. Michael kind of passes out after he kills the firefighters. They take him to the hospital. He breaks out of his room, kills some people, and gets away and kills everybody else. Or now, Brett, was that your idea in the last one? Is that what
No,
you
dude,
said?
no. I've always had that thought in my head that that's how he does the whole big firefighter thing. Then he passes out from exhaustion and the smoke and all that, and that's where they carried him for the ambulance. And then that's where the mob crowd is like going all crazy with him in there, and they're trying to separate him. And that's when Laurie in the front of the hospital screamed, "Michael!" Right, so it all makes sense.
So that's one school of thought. Another option here is he breaks out of the fire. He goes on a rampage. You know what, though? The scene with the ambulance, it could still happen, though. It could still happen because you're still building that momentum throughout the night, right? So, okay, he gets out of the house. He goes on this rampage. You're chasing him, with the original characters and stuff. And Laurie kind of spends most of the movie in the hospital while the other characters are going out. They have this duel at the Myers house, right? And they duke it out there. Obviously, Allison, they're all chubbing me out. Allison jumps off the freaking stairs, breaks her ACL. Michael Myers gets torn up, and at that point, maybe he gets killed at the in that duel, and he gets taken to the hospital towards the end of the movie. And they have this last little second action sequence at the hospital, setting up for the third one, where he kind of wakes up, he comes to, and he throws a dude off the roof, and you got the mob out there with the ambulance because he was just killed and brought to the hospital. And they're like, no, don't freaking bring him back to life. What are you doing? This guy's been freaking wreaking havoc all night. And he comes to the hospital, and we had this big, duke it out session there. Just last second, nothing too crazy. A little kind of a quick, almost an epilogue kind of deal, just kind of setting up the next movie. And, this could be one of the final shots where we get the dude thrown off the window and maybe Laurie walking down the hallway with the knife or, something like that. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just another school of thought. There's another thought process here because we do have another movie.
Right, and I would think for your second thought process that that's pretty solid. But the only question I would have on that is because with the first scenario we talked about when Laurie is screaming Michael outside the hospital door, Karen was there too. And my prediction in this movie is Karen dies when she grabs Michael's mask and they had Duke's section, and I think she's dead. And so I feel like the hospital stuff really does come first, and then the third act finishes off at the Myers house, and then that's where you leave it.
It's possible, but I think we can do both, right? I think we could go to the hospital right at the beginning of the movie with Laurie, Allison, Karen in the back of the truck. They go to the hospital. They have some moments there. Karen learns Michael's still alive. Laurie stays at the hospital because she's just been chopped up, bitch. And sorry, bro. I didn't mean that. I was thinking Freddy Krueger. He kind of stepped into my head for a second. So he just got chopped up. And then Alice and Karen go back out to kind of duke it out because we don't see Laurie in the scenes at all at the Myers house or anything there towards the end of the movie. So I think she's still in the hospital, and then they kill him. Maybe he comes back to the hospital. We get an epilogue, and again, that's just kind of a thought.
I think it's Sheriff Barker.
What's Sheriff Barker doing?
He's the one that's been thrown off the roof.
I'll be honest with you. That didn't look like a black hand. It looked like a white hand.
It did look.
Actually, you know what?
It could go either way.
Call me nuts. Yeah, according to that, or just that look right there, it very well could be.
And I think what a statement it would be to be throwing the town sheriff off the roof.
Oh, that's a statement. All those people.
Yeah, and how much fear would that invoke in the rest of the people?
And yeah, I mean, I think that would be epic. And because here's my thing: if it does happen in the beginning of the movie, and I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's like, how does he get out of that predicament? You know what I mean? Like, you got the whole fucking town out there. You got Laurie here. You got obviously Allison and Karen would still be there at that point. How do you get out of that predicament if you're Michael Myers? How do you get out of that and go ahead, Bert, man?
I already figured it out because it's simple Mike Myers theory. They start a riot, and Michael Myers will just walk out the front door.
baby.
Gold member style, baby.
You know what? It could be Michael just created he just wreaked havoc in the hospital. Now he's parachuting to safety and he's going to walk right the fuck off. That could be the
Oh
thing.
my gosh!
You know what? I did have a
I'll
theory.
tell you, he will go out the back door. I bet you. There's always a back door.
There is always a back
Almost
door.
like in the other guys, whenever The Rock and Sam Jackson they aim for the bushes, man, and they jump off right into the street.
But
Yeah.
there were no bushes around.
Hero.
But there was
What
no
you
bushes
like
around.
Yeah, I know. You think what I'm thinking? Aim for the bushes. Yeah. There goes my hero.
Smack. But there were no bushes.
That's
Yeah.
two different schools of thoughts. I could see it going either way. I'm actually going to lean towards that particular scene is towards the end of the movie. I'm just going to go ahead and throw. I think the odds are a little bit lower for that, but I'm going to go ahead and put my money there. I'm going to say that's towards the end of the movie.
Okay,
I think so.
You're
I think
saying
that's
hospital towards the end.
I think
Yeah,
that's
there's
somewhere
gonna be-
in the third act of the movie as well.
The hospital's going to be throughout the movie. I think we're going to see it throughout, but Michael won't get there until the end. That's my prediction.
Okay.
I think that, and this might not, I don't know. I go back and forth, but I tend to think that most of Laurie's storyline in this takes place in the hospital. If she leaves the hospital at all, I don't think it's going to come until like the very end. And I think it's only because he shows up and they have some sort of showdown.
Mhm.
And like you said, I think the mob is probably outside. He finds some way to sneak out of there and they all escape. I mean, regardless, I mean, we know. I don't think there's any way for this movie to end other than, I mean, either Laurie or Karen have to die.
Here it is.
I
All right. Let me lay the groundwork for you, Chris, man. We all have mans after our names because that's just how we roll. Brett man, Brad man, Chris man. All right. No, don't do that. Brett man only. But anyway, here we go. So let me lay the groundwork for you. Okay. Michael, Lori, Karen, they're all duking it out at the top of this roof, like Brett says. We're going to get a straight freaking Walking Dead season finale style where he grabs somebody and chucks him off the roof. And we don't know who until we watch the next movie. We're going to see this first person shot.
My heart can't take that.
No,
I don't
we're
think.
not gonna go there. No, we're not going to go
I don't
there.
think that they would leave it with that big of a cliffhanger. But I tend to think that it's either. I really don't know. I think it has to be Karen because if Laurie spends all the time in the hospital and then she gets out and gets killed, it just doesn't seem like the way to go for her. It doesn't seem like it suits that character or the story, but it makes perfect sense for Karen to die and then that to sort of enrage Jamie Lee Curtis and
Allison.
And for it to be, the third movie to be about them. And then, of course, at the end of it, Jamie Lee Curtis has to die, but not until the very end. I mean, obviously, that has to be how the whole thing ends. And then.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Yeah.
And let's keep in mind.
Oh, go ahead.
Let's keep in mind the original plan was to shoot all these, and was to make them all in the same night. The original plan was. They recently changed it towards not going to be that way. But the original, just think about it. This movie was already shot when they changed it. This movie, if you end at the hospital, when you get Laurie and Michael finally together in this movie in the same complex, I think that's a great way to kind of move on to the next chapter, to Halloween Ends, is just to kind of, you set all this up. Now, they obviously would have to do some changes in Halloween Ends to make it work. But, you have this set up here for the next one where they finally meet each other in the end and kind of, they're ready to rock. And like I said, final sequence is Laurie Strode walking down the hallway with a knife ready to get the business, and Michael's up on the roof chucking people off. Like, that's kind of
yeah, you already know what happens, dude. And it's just, I think at the very end of it, they both raise their, what are those katana swords, and they get in a stance. You know what I'm talking about?
And
they may flail them around a little bit, and they get in the stance. Shoop!
No,
they're both just set it. And they're both just there at the ready. Cut to black.
Yeah.
Roll
Well,
credits.
let's not cut straight to black. Let's put the health meters up, Mortal Kombat style, so we know what we're about to get into, and let's get the town circling around with the tomatoes, and then let's get to black.
Smash to black, and then Mortal Kombat. Fucking kick it off, dude. Hell yeah! What a way to get you jacked for the third one. People would be like, ah.
Here's what's going to happen. Lori meets Michael on top of the roof. She pulls out her knife, and Michael's like,
he pulls out his dick. Oh
no, he pulls out the katana sword, and then that's it. And then they just like go at it, like charge at each other. Screen goes to black, and you have to wait till Halloween ends to see what happens.
Chris, I gotta say that was a pretty long dick if he's pulling it out from behind. He's going this way and he's pulling it out.
I wasn't even paying attention. You know what, man? I don't know. All
right.
Eddie Money had to be based on somebody.
So I know we're kind of already talking about the ending of this thing a little bit, but there's a couple more images I wanted to go through real quick.
And real quickly, my prediction is that it's going to be mainly told at the hospital, but we're not going to get anything big at the end of the movie at the hospital. I think everything's going to be epic conclusion or epic climax scene is going to be at the Myers house.
Roger. Here comes Roger. I like it, Bert. We'll see how it goes one way or another. So here, speaking of the Myers house, we get a sequence here where in the trailer, Michael sees that he's fucked up. He's obviously got Cameron there. This is a follow up to the scene in the second trailer, I guess the first official trailer, if you will, where Cameron's walking through the house with the gun, the handgun, and Michael catches him and he kind of pins him up against the wall. This is kind of what ensues after, and Michael's looking. He's like, "Damn it, I fucked up. I'm in trouble." Next sequence. Allison fucked up because you got to be quicker than that. And now she really knows she's fucked up because she's about to get chucked down the damn window or down the stairs and snap a leg. So I just, I like that sequence there because there's a lot of emotions in this mask being told here. Damn it, fuck. Well, you know what? Fuck you, actually. Now you're about to die. So I don't know. I just like that sequence of events there.
Yeah.
It looks like you can really read a lot of emotion in his face, and that's what gets me about Michael Myers almost every time, is you can tell exactly what he's thinking.
You can, man.
I just love how Chris said you could look on the motion of his face, and his face is always the fucking same.
It's not, though. Yeah. Does this not look like a face of a man that just fucked up?
Yeah. Give me the next one.
And this looks like a face of a man that's saying, you just fucked up.
That's the face. Yeah. And then get the last one.
And he's saying like,
oh, yeah, baby. That's clarity. If I've ever seen it before. That's clarity right there, man.
Oh, my
you can
God.
actually tell a difference in his emotions in these three shots, man. This is saying you're about to die. This is saying I fucked up. You fucked up. You're dead.
Break a leg. But no, I do like that scene right there, and it actually fulfills one of my predictions I have for this movie, that Cameron is going to bite the dust. Remember the very first little teaser we got where Allison is screaming and at the open doorway.
Yes,
you remember that, where she's screaming, and we all thought that was going to be like Karen or Karen or not Laurie. Lori, yeah. Anyways, Jimmy Lee Curtis's character. My mind just went blank. But now I can officially confirm, after seeing all this, that it's going to be Cameron who she sees gets killed up those stairs, and then Michael will do that epic stair thing, go right back down. He and Allison will do that whole big knife exchange, and where she screams, "Do it!" And then that's when Karen's going to save the day and grab his mask, and they have a Duke section right outside the driveway.
Yeah, definitely. I think he chucks her down the stairs, kills Cameron, just like you said, and then everything else plays out. Yeah, I think you're spot on there.
You know what? I think that's spot on, and I think that at some point or another, her and Lori got separated. And all this stuff happens, and I think the final shot, if she does, are we under the presumption that she's going to get the mask off? Does she has it off at a certain point, doesn't she?
Yeah, because Karen's holding out the mask. It goes, "Come and get me," and then right. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm curious about right here, of whose hands those are, because I was looking at the hands, and you could tell in one of the shots someone's wearing a bracelet on their left hand, I believe.
I'm thinking that's going
When
to be Karen. I think that's going to happen at the Myers house or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm-
I mean,
Okay.
I think we got this thing pegged, man. I think that she takes his mask off, and I think that she dies right then and there. And what's her name is inside with the broken leg. I can never. Allison is inside with the broken leg, and I think the final shot is he's standing there with his mask off, and Lori shows up and sees Karen dead, and they have a stare down without his mask on.
Ooh, I like that. I
But
like
my
that.
worry about this, I do not want to see his face. If
No, I
they
mean,
do,
I think it'll be the back of his head, and then you know what I mean? Like it'll be a shot where it's from his back, and then you'll see Karen's dead body laying there, and then you'll see Lori show up with the horrified look on her face.
yeah, and remember from the teaser trailer too, we see the mask on like the driveway where he is going there, reaching it to pick it up. That could be right after he kills Karen.
It
Yeah, and
could.
then and then maybe Lori just stands there like frozen in fear, and he picks
Mask
the
up, and
mask up and then
he
walks away
actually
or
walks
something.
away. Yeah, Laurie lets him walk away,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
because she's in shock.
yeah. You know what? I think that's got to be the ending too. I think you know what? I think you're right. But then how the fuck? You know what? I could see this being the ending as well. I could totally see this being the ending. Just how you guys just described it. They duke it out. You know, we've already seen the pieces. And
But
yeah, Karen dies at this moment,
yeah,
and
she'll
then
be the big death in this movie.
and then because maybe at this point this is all going to happen really fast, guys. She's going to be fighting for the mask. She's going to get it off, and then Lori maybe pulls up in a car or something, and it turns Michael's head just briefly. But then he, you know, as she pulls up, you know, Karen, or maybe it turns Karen's head for a second, and then she gets murked, and then the ending shot's him picking up the mask and walking off or something like that. You know, it's going to be. I think it's going to be something along those lines. I think you guys are bang on with that.
Yeah, remember in the final trailer too, Karen actually does get a little stab on Michael too in a knife fight.
Yeah, hell yeah. Because she's been trained. You know?
Oh yeah, she's been trained to like him, and I hope Karen gets a more serious role in this one. It looks like from all the TV spots and trailers we see that she is going to be treated like a serious character.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think we're pretty close on to what we're going to see at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm telling you, I feel like with everything we got, the third act is like set in stone. Which it would be great if we're wrong, but I just feel like with all that footage, it's hard to not think that.
It's definitely going to be a sequence at some point. It's definitely going to be a sequence. And maybe they kind of kill each other there. Like Karen kills Michael, Michael kills Karen, and
See,
then
I
that's
just
where we
don't
get the
think Michael's
transition to
going
the
to
hospital.
die.
He's not literally going to die. Like
Oh, he's
it's going
just
to
going to
be.
play possum.
Yeah, and then he's going to get to the hospital, and that's where we kind of get to maybe where the hospital
Oh,
can be the end sequence, you know, kind of
what?
deal. Or
Chad
maybe
is going to be happy with this one, but what if he pulls a Halloween Resurrection?
don't give me no,
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 come
like
on.
no. Like at the end, like they got his body, and they think he's dead, and then he does the like little motion that
No.
he's maybe. I said maybe. I'm not
I
going to
think
like play my
we skip
bets on it.
we don't do the eye open thing, but we do the dude chucking off the roof kind of
I
deal.
didn't say his eye was going to open. I just say there's just some indicator, like his finger moving, or you know.
Or we chuck somebody off a roof, you know, as an option too.
But I do
I
like
think
Chris's idea of like doing something like very big and epic and end the movie, and you have to wait till Halloween ends to see what that epic thing is.
yeah, I think so.
You know, man, the more I'm looking at this, I think this might be Allison that's wrestling that thing that the mask off of him. I mean, she's got like bracelets on and a light blue shirt. She has this weird ring on, black fingernails.
We know too that at one point that is a good point because Karen at one point picks up the mask in the second trailer. We saw that and it says, "Hey, you're looking for this or whatever." I forgot her little one liner there. So she does get her hands on the mask at one point, but I'm still thinking this is the sequence where somebody fucking dies. I'm still going with the hospital at the end. I'm going to go ahead and say hell. That's where it's going to end.
All right, I'm going to say at the Myers house.
And that's good. This is what the Myers house is going to lead up to it. But I think that's it. And there's a couple other things, unless you guys have more you want to mention on the Myers house battle.
No, I think we need to go right into those flashbacks because
Damn.
I really do want to listen or get my thoughts out on that.
We're at least wrong about one thing. It's Allison that's pulling his mask off. I can tell you right now.
Fantastic.
Which and that kind of actually works because they have that Duke session at the bottom of the stairs where she could have got the mask off, and then that's when Karen does the scoop and score, and then just steps outside to drive Michael away from Allison because he was that close to killing Allison.
Yeah,
but would he? I mean, is that enough to pull him away? You know what I mean? Because
because that mask is everything to him. So if he doesn't have the mask, he's nobody pretty much.
I mean,
maybe so.
I think the mask is important, but I think, I think I don't know if that specifically would be enough to pull him off, but I think that you also have Karen kind of calling him out a little bit, saying, "If you're going to take anybody, take me." In the trailer, she said, and that obviously is kind of linked to the next scene where she's holding up the mask, or at some point, all that's going to happen.
And she ran out the house too.
Yeah, I think all that there is going to happen really quick. It's going to be a lot of stuff back to back to back going on, and
you don't think that's your climax right there?
I think it is the climax, but I think we're going to go to an epilogue at the hospital, kind of leaning us to what's going to happen and how.
Where if Allison and Lori being there, and then just reflecting what happened, and then they make a vow to end it.
Like you think it's nice and set, and then Michael gets wheeled up in an ambulance. And he's ready to party one last time before the end credits roll.
Lamb, yeah. Maybe so. We can all agree, though, that in Halloween, the only way to end this thing properly is for Lori to die, and then Allison has to finish it, right?
That's what I would think. Even though my thing of a perfect ending would be Lori, Michael in the Myers house in Judith's room, where it all started.
Dave McRae, dude.
I know, just where it all started. I know, I love Dave McRae's ending so much, and I will always promote that ending. To me, that would be the ultimate ending to the Laurie Strode storyline.
I think so, too. All right, Brett, let's get into these guys real quick. A little blurry, pulled it from the trailer, but this is obviously a flashback to 6-year-old Michael Myers after he kills his sister, Judith.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. I didn't know they were going to go back that far with the.
I think there's going to be several. I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. But I think there's going to be several flashback sequences. I think it's not going to be one continuous thing. I think there's going to be just several instances where these callbacks just kind of pop up.
Yeah, like when they're talking to certain characters, and we get different flashbacks pertaining to those characters.
Yeah, I think this will be a quick one right here. This will be kind of Lori talking to somebody, just giving you the backstory on Michael, and it just pops up.
And then the main flashback might actually be from Brackett when he's telling them what happened that night.
Which is this one?
Oh yeah.
I did see that one. I thought this was amazing.
Amazing.
This looks really cool, guys. It does.
Yeah.
I really didn't think I wanted to see it, but now that it's here, I'm kind of excited about it. Just because this shot is awesome, man.
And there's our boy Loomis in the background. And I've been seeing pictures, rumored about pictures of this guy that actually does a cosplay. Well, it's not really does a cosplay, but the guy actually literally looks like Dr. Loomis, and they got him to play this role.
Yeah, I think you could see a scene. Obviously, this is going to be the flashback. This might be the same flashback with Lonnie Lamb. I don't know. But, we're going to kind of see him. I really didn't really want to see him getting captured like this, but this looks good enough to make it work. I think this is really exciting. You still have, obviously, the Strode real estate thing in the yard. Really brings you back to 78, blue lighting out the ass. And I'm thinking Michael, after he escapes Dr. Loomis, which this makes pretty decent sense. He leaves the Doyle residence. Loomis gets to the Myers residence first. He's kind of waiting inside. Michael gets there, opens the door, and there's fucking Dr. Loomis, and they got an ambush set for him. I think that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense for a follow-up standpoint to Halloween 78. And it honestly makes more sense than Loomis doing what he did in Halloween 2 and kind of just driving around complaining about shooting him 6 times and all that.
God damn you, Michael.
Oh, man.
Brett, what do you think about it, buddy?
Well, I think it's they actually have a police force in this thing. So, like, this is what it actually looks like when you actually have a police force versus the redneck police force. You actually get stuff done. You're not accidentally killing people. You're stopping a madman. But no, I absolutely love this shot right here. I was worried about, like, if they are going to include Dr. Loomis, how are they going to do it? But according to this shot right here, I think it's absolutely perfect without seeing Dr. Loomis's face.
I think so too, man. I think I think this could absolutely work. The way they showed it in the trailer, there's kind of a close up and it kind of pulls back, and I think that it's good. It's really going to be reminiscent of the opening shot of Halloween '78, where he kills his sister and walks out, and his parents meet him in that same spot, and the camera pulls back, and you get that little tableau moment. This is going to be very reminiscent of that. I think pretty much the same shot here. So I think that's going to be really cool. And I think it's going to work really well.
It worked very well last night.
Oh, yeah, it looks great, man. And then we kind of go back to just to kind of appreciate this continuity here. Let's go back to this moment here with the updated Myers house. Still got that same tree. Honestly, you would think in 40 years they would do some more renovating out there, but it looks legit. Definitely looks solid, and I'm excited about that.
Do you know what would be cool? Is that like they showed that shot of Michael Myers with Loomis in the background, and then as the flashback fades away, it infuses into that brand new Myers house.
That'd be cool. That would
be a nice transition shot.
I could see this flashback right here being the opening of the movie, and then you kind of cut into the fire escape and all that. I could see that, and then it literally it's on par with how the original movie opened up with the that same kind of shot widening out, pulling back. I don't know, and then maybe opening in, something like that. But yeah, you're right. That's a good idea too, Brett, man, to have it kind of later in the movie and do the transition to the new Myers house.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I believe that when that flashback happens, I bet you that's when they talk to Tommy Doyle, and he gives his reflection on what happened that night, or even Brackett. It's one of those two characters.
Or Lonnie, because Lonnie's obviously there.
It could be Lonnie, because Lonnie was a part of that flashback too. So what if that was Lonnie outside the Myers house again? And then that's when Myers was there, and he was probably going to threaten him, and that's when all hell breaks loose.
It could happen. It could happen, man.
Do you guys think that the new owners could possibly be part of the cult from Part 5?
Oh God, no!
I can't remember what they were called. The skull.
Thorn.
Yeah.
Oh no! Like hell no.
That's Mrs. Elrod, dude. She's ready to party.
Ready to party, making those bologna sandwiches.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, man.
Yeah, man. Like I got all my thoughts out there.
Yeah, I mean I hold true to my samurai prediction. Nothing's going to stand in the way of that. I've nailed it. I mean I've read the script for fuck's sake, so it's like I already know what happens there. But no, I mean really, they didn't really even need to put this out. I mean I feel like everyone is so excited about it already. So they really didn't need to do this, but I do favor the new trailer over the old one. I don't think it's going to be great either way, man. Damn the reviews.
Yeah.
I'm not reading fucking things. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, like they could have shown this trailer versus the other trailer that we got, and I would have been a happy camper. And I'll be honest with you, that little 30-second teaser that we got, to me, that was just good enough too. And I hope with Halloween Ends, they don't go that crazy with the trailers and all that. I hope they take the in-game approach and only do that one little trailer, and that's all you get.
They probably will. I think the reason for this is just to try and rebuild that excitement, and try and get everyone amped up because it's been delayed and all that shit so many times.
Yeah, and they're also trying to get the non-Halloween fans to go out and go see it in theaters as well. I feel like this trailer is more towards those non-Halloween fans, because us Halloween fans, you had us at that teaser trailer or just the announcement to this movie in general. That's when you had us. This was just for the general public.
Right, and
Yeah.
what this does is kind of lets people know too that the general public is consciously put in here with the like these little shots right here. This is just letting the general public know that you're getting returning characters from '78, and they're going to be duking it out with Michael one last time, kind of deal. And I think that does a good job. I don't think it gives too much. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a slasher. They could freaking tell me everything about it, and it's not going to ruin the movie for me. But I don't think they gave too much away here. Just one sequence, they gave us like a clip at the beginning with Lindsay and all that we saw a lot from that. But again, I'm ready.
And then the Myers house too, with Allison falling down the stairs. I kind of wish they didn't show that.
Yeah, they showed it, but at the end of the day, again, we're here to see slashing taking place, and it's going to happen. It's not going to bother me. They could show me the first freaking half hour of this movie, and I'm still going to be there.
Yeah, very true. So before we get out of here with our predictions, let's do one more prediction. And this is, we got video evidence of this, so we can't change our minds. How many people is Crispy Myers going to get in this movie? How many people is he going to kill?
36.
Ooh,
I was going to say 32.
My original pick was 34, but my official pick as of now is let's go with my favorite number. Let's go with 44.
Ooh.
Okay. God, that's hot. Dude, can you imagine if he kills 44 people? There's going to be no room for a story. It's just going to be a fun.
I would be in the theater just going, fucking told you so. And everybody just looks around like,
yeah, the fucking guy who does the kill count videos is going to be like, holy shit, it's going to take me like an hour.
Oh my god, that would be the most epic kill count of all time is Halloween kills. If that were true.
Yeah, then Halloween ends, I think it's just like Rambo's going to show up and it's like, he's just like firing one of those big ass guns.
Michael Myers, he just wants to. I want to go
Rambo
home,
has a lot of
Michael. I
kill
want to
count.
go home. Like you can. You got no fingers. Like
he just wants his knife back. Oh, that was from Jason X. Anyway,
it's okay, guys. He just wants his machete.
Wrong movie. But okay, we're getting all over the place now. So we're good. Any last thoughts? We got our prediction for the kills out there. So any last thoughts you want to say before our next video on this subject matter will be the review itself?
Let's get pumped.
And that's gonna be awesome.
I do have one thing I want to throw out here, and it's a cameo that I've been waiting to come back since 2007, and I know it's coming here, and that's going to be none other than...
I mean, it's a goddamn rat, man.
Definitely going to be one of those in the movie.
Shit, we just lost all of our viewers. Way to go. So, guys, I apologize for that. So I'm going to go ahead and get us on out here. So, guys, what did you think about our predictions and breakdown of the final trailer for Halloween Kills? Do you agree with some of our points, or is there some points that you all have that we did not talk about? Let us know in that comment section down below, and let's get that discussion rolling.
And if you us find the good reels, you can do so by finding us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, Snapchat, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and TikTok. Those links are in the description for you to find down below.
Absolutely. And be sure to like this video, share, and subscribe. And of course, ring that bell. Ding, ding, ding. So you know when the next video is up and ready.
Let's go trick-or-treating next month. Bring your pillows. And remember to...
When I come to the club, step aside. Oh shit!
Wow, I cannot believe he did that in front of me right there, which I'm very proud of that video I made. So, but until next time, guys, again, when the next time we do something for this movie, it'll be for the damn review, so we will see you then.
Sounds
Watch
good.
out for goddamn rats, man.
Yeah, or katana swords.
Yeah.